Hey guys, welcome to beginnerdjlessons.com. In this week's video, we're going to be running you through the 5 steps of learning how to DJ. Make sure you hang around till number 5 because that's where I'm going to be teaching you how to correct any mistakes when you're beat matching live. Let's do it. Okay, so point number 1, what is beat matching? Beat matching is the most essential skill you will need to learn as a DJ. As you know, with most music, there's a drum beat going throughout the entire track. That's the thing most people are dancing to. Now, with DJing, all you're doing is going from track A to track B, back to track A, and you're putting on a DJ set. Now, what you have to do with beat matching is you get track A's beat, and you line it up with track B's beat. So there's 2 tracks playing at exactly the same time with the same beat. Then you can just transition from track A to track B, and essentially it feels like the music is never ending. So beat matching is the skill of lining up 2 tracks that are the same speed and transitioning from one song to the next. So what are the 2 best tracks to practice beat matching with? Well, you can either get 2 tracks that just have a solid drum beat like this. You can download these from beginnerdjlessons.com, or you can go and get a track that just has a very minimal beat to it. You could get like a tech house track and use just the intro of that track. Another top tip for you at this point is to practice with the exact same track. Okay, so if you find a track that's got a really solid drum beat for a long time, like a deadmau5 track or something like that, you can go and use that exact track in track B. Essentially, you want to get 2 tracks that just have a stripped away drum beat. Okay, so point number 3 is how to beat match. But first things first, I want to run you through some housekeeping stuff. So the first thing you want to make sure is your 2 tracks are exactly the same speed. So you want to just look on your screen here, you see this is 128 and 128. If they are at all different, even by 0.1, you want to make sure they're exactly the same by using your tempo slider here that will allow you to make sure they are both exactly the same tempo. Just adjust one to suit the other. The next thing I want to tell you about is a cue button or a hot cue, which both essentially do the same thing. So what you can do is go right to the beginning of your track and set a cue point. So you either hit this button here, which will set a cue point, or you can hit a hot cue by hitting an empty hot cue, which will have no color, and it will set a hot cue. Now, from this point on, those two buttons essentially do the same thing. Now, with a cue button, if you hit it or hold it down, it will play the track until you take your finger off, and it'll snap back to that cue point. And it'll snap back. This will mean you can actually tap along with that button and it'll keep snapping back to that point you've set the cue point. If you wanted it to continue playing, what you've got to do is keep your finger down on the cue button, press play, and then you can take both fingers away, like this. Okay, so now you know those basic principles, we can begin. So what you want to do is you want to have track A playing. It's just going to be playing a constant drum beat, okay? And on this side, what you want to do is just get used to tapping along to the drum beat. So to start, you're going to press play on track A over here and just tap along. You'll get the hang of that pretty quickly. Now the next thing you want to do is start tapping the cue button. The reason I always get people to tap their DJ decks before the cue button is because when you hit the cue button, it will make a noise, and sometimes the 2 drum beats can throw people off. So it's best if you tap next to the cue button and then start tapping the cue button, just like this. Like that. Now, what I want you to do is tap along 4 times next to the cue button, 4 times on the cue button, and on the 4th drum beat, hold the button down, press play, and take your hand away. And you should have successfully done your first ever beat match. At that point, when you look at your screen, the 2 beats should be hitting at exactly the same time, and you will have successfully done your very first beat match. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about correcting mistakes. What happens if you hit the play button, take your hands away, and those 2 beats are not playing perfectly? They may be playing slightly out, and it could sound a little bit like this. Well, if you were playing live, you'd have to have a way to sort that out quickly, and luckily there is. On your DJ deck, you'll obviously see the jog wheels. Now you don't want to touch the top of your jog wheel because that will stop the song, like this. However, if you touch the side of your DJ jog wheel and move it forward, it will nudge the song forward, or if you nudge it back, it will nudge the song back. This will allow you to actually align those two beats up. Now the best way to do this is to remember on your track, the left-hand deck is at the top and the right-hand deck is at the bottom. So if one is slightly out, you will just nudge it and you should see the two tracks nudging together like this. If you start to go in one direction and they move further apart, all you need to know is you go back in the other direction until they are perfectly lined up. So let's give this a quick go now. And that is how you would correct a mistake if your beat match was not perfect. Finally, I wanted to teach you when to beat match. Now this is a slightly bigger subject. You need to know about things like beats, bars and phrases, and I'm going to link to another video at the end of this video to teach you all about that. But essentially you need to get good at being able to hit play and get the beats match at exactly the right time. So just briefly, if you were to look at the screen here, you'd see every 4 beats there's a white line. This signifies the end of a bar. Now you want to make sure that your bars are lined up. So essentially you want to make sure this white line and this white line here are always lined up. You don't want to beat match in the middle of a bar. So what you want to practice now is looking at the screen, counting every 4 beats, which would be a bar, and pressing play at exactly the right point. Let's have a quick go now. And as you can see, the bars were perfectly lined up. And again, that is just practice. Guys, I hope you enjoyed these 5 simple steps of learning how to beat match. The next thing you need to learn is how to use your EQ so you can transition well from one track to the next. I've got a full video on mastering the EQ here. Also, you need to learn all about beats, bars and phrases so you know exactly when to do your beat match on every single song. I've got a full video of it down here as well, so click on one of these 2 videos to check out the next steps of beat matching. Finally, if you want to subscribe to this channel, hit that button there, and also go and check out beginnerdjlessons.com for more tutorials on how to DJ. See you in next week's video. Ciao!